Ride to Walk, where I ride for mobility. Robert here, and that's the starting mileage, 1819.1 on the H9 for August 1st, beginning our ride for cancer. Riding the Walkie H9 today, August 1st. Just left the house. They're building something in front of where I start here, and that's to be a surprise at this point. There's no sign up. They have this big berm in the back that they built, like you could park cars or tractors up there. August 1st, we had over 2 inches of rain last night, through the night, and this morning. And the radar says it's all gone. So you can see it looks gloomy. But it says it's gone, so I'm gonna ride some miles for cancer on day one. I plan to ride quite a few, hopefully. It's a very unusual day. It is in the 70s with the heavy cloud cover. It really has that fall feel to it. It's like an early fall day. Feels like we could be in October rather than the beginning of August. We've had some oppressively hot weather recently, so this is a nice little break. Though I could wear a sweatshirt and probably be a little more comfortable. We'll get going. Not the greatest day for pictures. But it's not super hot. I got somebody coming behind me, and I've got a car coming the other direction. I'm going to pull in this driveway. Day one, where to go. I had 1,819 miles, which puts it, I think, 404 miles behind the H7 for mileage. I am kind of going on the fly. This is kind of a normal direction for me, but yeah, I had in mind going forward there a little bit. But I think I might go into town and investigate and look into the woods there Might go into town and investigate the progress on the rebuilding of Mayfield. This hairpin curve here is one of the scariest parts around here. In the winter, when the leaves are down, it's not bad. I always go to the far wide side. It's only on rare occasion you see a car, but you want to be ready for it. Here we got something. What do we got? Cattle all huddled up close to the creek. Those are ditches right there. Like I had as a child in the neighborhood growing up that I was in. We had those. The house that's now part of Kohl's parking lot. I recently wrote a song about that. That's what reminds me of that. I'm not going to play the song, but well, my phone's not going to cooperate. There we go. I do want to play the theme song for the month of August, though. Well, I got the 3 miles, only 297 to go. I got in 392 miles last month. August is for Cancer. Hey out there. Yeah, I was able to stop it without it coming on. I'm loving looking at these clouds. The amazing thing is, besides their beauty, having radar. I mean, if we didn't have radar and modern technology, I would look at those clouds and just stay home. Doesn't look like you should be out riding. Then other days it'd be sunny and you get drenched, which actually happened to me on first downpour on me the other day. My last ride in July. I guess that will go up first. This will be the second video in August when it goes up. It being the weekend. Yeah, I'm really just it's like a different world It's been so hot and humid. And the sunny, everything's sunny and it's beautiful looking. But now it's kind of menacing looking. But while it is, it's comfortable. I don't know, this could be a really long ride. So I'm debating on whether to keep this on. Maybe I'll just keep it on until I get to town and review the tornado area, tornadoized. Is that a word? We'll make it a word. The rebuilding area. Take a look at that. And a couple buildings that I noticed. Well, a building just popped up. I'm gonna see what it is. I was driving by and like, wait, what was that? And then another place I've been on the bike a little while back where they cleared the land, and I'm wondering how that's coming along, if they started building something to go along with. Wow, it's so dark that the stadium lights are on. So those just come on automatically. It is a Saturday. I'm used to football starts in September where I come from in Missouri, but they start school a month earlier here. And they start their football season in August. Yeah, it looks like there's been a football game today. Okay, so the lights are on. Yeah, it looks like it's over. That, or it's just getting ready to start. There's a lot of cars, but the stadium's not full. Nobody behind me. Few people on the stands, keeping an eye on that rear view. Look like people are returning to their cars and not going to the stadium. Must have been an early game. Yeah, it's a big, football's a big deal here in yard sale. Football is a big deal here. The standard, I could have showed the football stadium when we went by. The standard here is to win the championship, or at least go to it. If they don't, it's not been a good year. It's one of those things. It's kind of like, well, even more, much more so than UK, because it's harder to compete year after year collegiate. It's like pros. I should have. Well, I'll go straight up here. Come out at Domino's. The reason is, I want to be right there because that's where the damage started downtown. And back in here, I don't know if there were any houses. I don't remember here, but this whole section was rebuilt after the tornado. There's another subdivision on the other side of town. This new subdivision and that one were built. The one across town is one of my favorite riding places because it's rather large and it's secluded, so I'll go back there and ride. It's called New Hope, which makes sense after the tornado. Yeah, we're actually coming out a little north of, and actually, yeah, those brick buildings, that's St. Vincent de Paul. Okay, yeah, I had to read it. I knew it was a Catholic church. They had several buildings destroyed. The main place wasn't, so they built new ones back on. But right there is actually where the tornado came and then started going east here through. Like there was an old building there that had been to my right. It had been a hardware store, but the hardware store had gone out of business already, so it wasn't a large loss. But most of the businesses lost were right through this section. This Greer Neon was built afterward. Here's the new building. That soccer factory was rebuilt afterwards. I don't know what this new building is. It just popped up. They made it really quick. So we'll find out. And they're getting ready. They got the forms for some sidewalk on that side. This is the first Christian church. It was wiped out. And up here we got the post office. All the insides and the top were knocked off, but it's like the oldest. Oh, hold on, right here is First Presbyterian. They've not been able to get any funding. So they're still 5 years later almost, not started rebuilding. Don't know if they will. First Christian was more fortunate that way. The post office here took them a couple years to rebuild it, and they wanted to rebuild it because it was the longest standing post office this far west. So it's a historical building. Where's the, thing doesn't seem to work too well. Turns green the other way. There it goes. Carr's barn right here was one of the first things to come back. And all the businesses right through here are gone. Two churches up there to the right. I think it's a Methodist church and the First Baptist church off to its right. They both survived on the outside, but the insides were all blown out. Took them a couple years to rebuild. All that was here is gone. Down there, that's been rebuilt, and all through the middle there is missing. They painted it gray now up ahead. That's the courthouse. Rebar. They're rebuilding the courthouse. That was a big demolition project. It was a huge building that was damaged beyond repair, and they had to tear it down and start over, and that's taken time. F&B Bank right here was one of the first things to come back in. To watch the mud there. This is the courthouse. I think they're hoping to have it done by next July. So about a year from now is the goal on that. There's the two buildings from the back side, it's the back side of the Methodist and the front side of the First Baptist. This bank here, First Kentucky Bank, was damaged, and it really took it seemed like it looked all right, but it took it a long time to rebuild. And where is, oh, there it is. Okay, it's a street over from where I was thinking. That is another Methodist church, and it's being rebuilt. And then past that stop sign are the Eloise Fuller Apartments. They were an old hospital, was the Eloise Fuller Apartments, and it was destroyed. A couple of people died there. And they rebuilt that. It's a lot nicer now than the old building. Not sure what this, I got a car behind me while they're turning. Okay. Over across the street we have you can see the walkway between that old building and another building that didn't fare as well and was torn down. It had been the old Merritt shoe building, and I should have gotten over. I'll have to get over up here. So they redid this bank. And now they're redoing the parking lot again. Very interesting. CVS made it through. It was all right. Right here is kind of where, can't say damage in, because across the street, the City Hall and Police Department were wiped out, and the fire department on the end was wiped out. And they are now rebuilding the City Hall and Police Department. The fire department's been moved elsewhere. It's like one section of the fire department for the area. This is actually starting to look, you can see the architecture. It's just been, you know, as the buildings go up, they're just steel structures for a long time. Same thing with that Muse building, is looks like it's nearly done on the outside. That is our Mayfield Electric and Water, and so that is coming along. So hopefully this time next year, this stuff will start, and then they'll have a lot of roads to finish up. They just got the sidewalk over there. This building, I don't know the name of the movie, but it's D&D Shoe Company. This is the Shoe Company building, and then this was Merritt, where they made clothing. Underneath that, there's some movie where a lady was running. That was well before the tornado, obviously, because yeah, it was a scene that they wanted, that kind of a picture. When we go this direction, they really, if you get down here, there was minor damage. Trying to remember, some of these may have had inside damage, but like Walgreens up here, Walgreens was fine. And I think all these buildings, I think Independence Bank, that tower building with the clock, had some minor outside damage, and Annie Gardner inside this fence here had some roof damage. This was kind of the end of there was a little bit at Burger King. And that's about it. There is one more. We saw how that one building just went up. That was one of the things I wanted to see. There's one more place behind Youngbloods. It's not part of the tornado damage. It's just a new build. I say build, the last time I saw it, they just cleared off the lot. So they were getting ready to do something, but that was a couple months ago. I haven't paid attention in the car when I've driven by, so I'm kind of curious to see how that's going. So we've got 9 miles for cancer research now. We drive through the county grade school and our junior high and high school, and this is the city high school. That football game would be for for Mayfield City. They have their football stadium out there. I don't usually drive through here. So they have their ball field out here, and they do have a football field. It's just their practice field along with track. But War Memorial Stadium is the actual place where they play their games. Kind of like when I worked at Ladue, they practice on the side of the building. We had a practice field set up. That wasn't even a complete field, and they didn't practice on it, or they didn't practice on the field that they played on all the time. We try to keep it for the games. And you had, because you had, you know, your weekly games for the varsity squad, and then you had junior varsity, and then freshman and sophomore. I think some years we actually had a freshman and a sophomore team, but other years they would just combine it. I think most of the time they did. It was only a 1A school, like Mayfield is here. Graves County, they're a larger school, and but they're competitive. Mayfield's competitive with them. They play them yearly. So by numbers, Graves County should win that every time, but it's a competitive thing. Battle of the Birds. They love it around here. It's especially the football. They have it for the basketball as well. But that football game's quite an event. So we're gonna get up here, maybe. Let's see. You can't even hardly see the entry now. Remember how I went in here. And find out if it's muddy. Whoa, there was a little crease there. Yeah, it was in the spring. This was just obviously inviting at the time. Now, not so much. And I don't see any building, but they cleared that all out there. So there's another thing going out of town on 45, a big area by Pilgrims. I don't know what that is yet. I think I will go around the other side and see if we can figure out if they've started building anything. If they got any signs up as to what it is. Yeah, e-bikes are fun for all kinds of adventures, or it's just finding out what's going on in your town, getting out, getting exercise. Finding out about new areas that you never waste the gas on in your car. All the above. Huh. Well, whatever it was, they just cleared it off and have done nothing. They've not even, the lot's not even mowed. Very interesting. That direction is to Murray. And I'll call this a video. Happy birthday, America. Okay, I didn't see